To be honest, I begged and pleaded before A&M. I probably didn't get their attention. Obviously, we didn't play at a high level, and we let one slip. But it's about learning and growing, and that's what we have done. You got to give Scott a lot of credit. I mean, they've kind of had to revamp their roster, and then you got to deal with these injuries. And those guys, they took it at us right from the beginning. They were quicker. They were physical. They're as physical a team as there is in the league. Our leadoff clip video was them just crashing the glass and knocking you over and, playing hard and diving. And Coach Korn just called it Baylor basketball. That they're just playing so physical. And I think they wore down end of the first half and maybe the end of the second half. Obviously, we made some plays, we made some shots, and then our defense picked it up a little bit down the stretch of the game, which probably was the difference.
You mentioned the offense getting picked up there. With the struggles kind of early in the second half, was it you guys not hitting the shots? Was it their zone that caused you issues?
Well, a lot of times their zone, they're pretty spread out, and we're able to get the flashes. And I think they just made a decision. They're not going to let Dean get it. They were small. They didn't have much depth, and they just protected the paint. And I don't want to say dared us to shoot threes. I thought we moved the ball. We had some good looks. We turned it over a little bit early. We settled down, and finally we got some inside touches down the stretch of the first half. Those little easy layups and stuff make a difference. But, they didn't quit. I thought the first 5 minutes would be important, and they took it to us. I don't know what the biggest lead was, 5, 6, 7. But I think our experience made a difference. We've had guys that have been here, they've won here. They made the shots, made the plays. We executed and got stops when it counted.
Bruce, when Diarra hit the three that gave you guys the lead about 6 minutes ago, what'd you tell him at the timeout?
We just wanted to get reorganized defensively and talk about how we were going to guard things. I think that was the biggest thing. And also just you're going to win it on the defensive end. We got to get stops, and we got a string of stops. I think it was 12-2 finish maybe, and they hit that 1-3 down the stretch. But our defense was really good when it had to be. And it wasn't that it was bad, but too many points in the paint. I think 34. Too many dunks, we gave up. Again, you got to give them credit in their game plan. And they made a lot of nice reads, a lot of nice passes, and they played a really good game. We were just fortunate the grind went out.
In that regard with points in the paint, do you think that's more on their game plan, or you just?
Well, again, our game plan was they got guys that shoot 50% from three, and we were probably a little passive on that high ball screen. They got down the paint, they got the drop off, got the dunks, and usually we call it tag. You help with the guard on the big guy as he dives to the hoop, and then you fight your way out. But we were so afraid of their three ball that we gave up probably too many dunks, and we didn't help from the other side. So it's their good execution, maybe not us, maybe us being a little passive.
Coach, I know nobody's 100% right now, but did the untrained eye Barry seem to hair less aggressive today? Was he totally fine, or was he nicked up at all in this game?
I think he's fine. He's got 6 assists. Cardi had a big steal, led to a dunk. Barry hit a big three, 2 big threes actually. The one at the top of the key. I would say zone is not his favorite thing to go against, because he loves to slash and get there. And then they took away. They just, like I say, they protected the paint, which didn't allow them to drive. We didn't get much transition because we didn't get a lot of stops. And then they got back into their zone, but I thought he 13 points, 3 for 7 from 3, 6 assists, 1 turnover. Pretty good night.
Bruce, how impressive was it for you to see the guys finish the game on a 29-15 run when they had to do it?
Yeah, and the last thing I put on the board, finish possessions, finish the game. And I know you guys have asked about our free throws, and it was actually pretty good tonight, it hasn't been throughout the season. But, I think a little bit, maybe they wore down, but we picked it up. We were more aggressive. We kept making rotations. And then once we were able to get, box out and get some rebounds and get stops and get a little transition, it helped.
What does it say about the guys that with a game that Barry had where he maybe not have been on his game, that they're still able to come in here and get this.
Well, I'm happy for Cam. You know, he has a good game. He's played well here. Freshman year, if you remember, he had a real big game. You know, the zone allows, it's, you know, where Barry, it's not his favorite thing to go against Cam, and he knows how to attack it. He's grown and learned. He did some great things. But again, we have 4 guys in double figures. Xavier with 9, almost 5. You know, this is turnovers. We did a lot of good things, and they're good. I can't overemphasize how hard they play, how physical they play, and the great job their staff has done.
Do you feel like you got cardio and moving in the right direction?
Yeah, you know, I think when people ask why we had a little bit of a slow start, one, we had to change roles from last year at the end of the year because Cam goes down, McCarty's the starter. Cam comes back, and he's kind of 80, 70%. He's just kind of filling in. Dean goes down. Now all of a sudden, Xavier goes, and you know, and Mac gets to do, and Mike McGurl steps in. Now we start over, and they had to figure out some things. And I think, you know, with Cardi, he struggled a little bit. He thought it was going to be easier. But to his credit, we've had a lot of little talks with him. And, you know, he's been in the gym. That's why he's shooting the ball better. I think he's accepted his role. And I tell him, if you play well, you're going to play. And, you know, tonight, 29 minutes, that's starter minutes. So play well, do the things we ask, and you're going to play. And I think he's kind of figured it out.
What was your reaction when you saw him pull off the full court assist there to Barry?
Oh, it was big-time play. I mean, he had a pass against Kansas where he got it, led him on that lefty hook pass. I think we got a foul on that one. But, you know, that was – Barry had the opportunity in the first half and saved it. You never save it under your goal. That's one of the things you learn in biddy basketball. But he knew it as soon as he threw it. But that was a big-time play. You know, that type of play makes a difference in the game.
What do you think at all, finding out right before the game that Mason McClure wouldn't play? Do you think that affected you guys? Maybe just
No matter what I said, we probably didn't have quite the edge. And I don't think they understood how good Gillespie is. I don't think they understood how good Butler is, Bandu, all those guys. I don't think they understood it. The coaches did, we did, but I don't think they did. And then when all of a sudden, these dudes, they got wiggle, they're going, they're coming at you, they're jumping on your back, they're flying around. And we had to stand up and be men. And you got to give our guys a little bit of credit for fighting and grinding out down the stretch.
I know when you lead the league, every game's important, but do you sense any more excitement? Texas won by 20 the first game of the year without Dean and Cam. Are those guys looking forward to it?
Well, I hope so, but you know, we told the guys, Coach Korn talked about it, Coach other coaches, just you got to understand your opponent. They were desperate the other night when they played Baylor, and they played at a high level. You know, they're fighting for their lives too to stay up in the top and get in the tournament. So, you know, but all we can worry about one game at a time, and that's all we can do. You know, I guess a little good fortune. TCU won at Iowa State, but it doesn't mean anything. There's lot of games to go, eight games. We just got to keep plugging along one game at a time.